In this video, I'm going to reveal the dumbest purchases that you'll regret making in your 20s. Because let's face it, when you start working and earning your own money, you feel like you need to treat yourself for all the times that you had to beg your parents. Yep, I begged my parents for the latest toys when I was a kid too. Make sure you stick around to the end because I'll be breaking down each of the dumb purchases, why they're dumb, and what you should get instead. I'll also be revealing a dumb purchase you might be making that not many people are talking about. Before we begin, before you click the like button and you see the cool icon that pops up, type below what you think the dumbest purchase is in your 20s. And with that, let me start with one of the most dumbest purchases, which is unused subscriptions. I can't tell you how many times I've been just going about my daily life and I see a random charge for over £100 and realized, oh crap, I forgot to cancel this subscription. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who can relate to that. But it's such a dumb purchase because millions are wasted each year. In fact, on average, the average American is spending over $90 a month on subscriptions. And the kicker, almost $200 a year on average are wasted on unused subscriptions. But unused subscriptions come about because in this time of convenience that we have, everything is a click away. And that includes subscriptions from everything from streaming services to food to broadband. Everything is in a subscription now. So it's very tempting to just place it on a subscription and forget about it. But in reality, like I said, hundreds of dollars a year are wasted on subscriptions, unused ones at that. It's not Netflix that you need to cancel per se, except if you don't use it, or that coffee subscription you have, unless you don't drink any. It's those ones that serve no purpose in your life that you just forget about until you see a charge on your banking app saying, oops, $100 is gone. But it ruins your 20s because that's money that's gone down the drain that you could have used for something else, such as investing your money, putting that money away in an emergency fund, or even just buying something that you really want. It doesn't always have to be a really serious future-proofing thing. And the fix for this is you have to actively review your subscriptions. Every 3 months, I go on my banking apps on my phone and I just look at all the subscriptions that have gone out. And then in particular, I try and find those that are creeping up on me. Maybe that extra £150 payment to be taken out soon. I want to get ahead of that and cancel it. And the way in which I find the right subscriptions to cancel, not just the ones that aren't being used, but it's also the question of, is this actually helping me in my life? If not, then cancel it. And linked to that is food deliveries and constantly eating out, because on average, we're spending hundreds of pounds and dollars a year on eating out per person. But it's such a dumb purchase because I get it, especially when you're a student or you're in a pinch. You do need something that's there that you can order very quickly that can satisfy your hunger. But it's not a good long-term solution. And especially if you can't cook, it can feel quite difficult to get out of that trap of just going on Uber Eats and Deliveroo and just ordering to your heart's content. But I've seen a lot of people who waste money each month on food deliveries, and it's actually hurting their finances. But it ruins your 20s because, again, that money could be used elsewhere for a better purpose. You're depriving yourself of the chance to learn a valuable skill, that is learning how to cook. Even if it's a very basic recipe, if you order takeout quite frequently, simply halve the amount that you order per week. So if you order 4 times a week, halve that to 2. And you'll start to see those underlying behaviors and build long-term solutions. It will actually help you be a bit more thoughtful about your behaviors when it comes to ordering food and eating out as well. There's another dumb purchase that people do talk about, but they don't fully reveal why that is. And that's what we call the status trap. The status trap. Now, the status trap, it's buying those nice cars, the designer clothes, flexing on social media. And this happens because as humans, we all feel the need for validation. Validation in the sense of someone looking at us and going, yeah, he's the man. And we're all social creatures and we want to be accepted and liked. It's part of our human nature. But it's such a dumb purchase because imagine this. There's countless times that I've seen people driving these expensive cars and they're revving it to seek attention. But do you know what the irony is? No one's really impressed by the driver. They're not bothering to look at who's inside. They're just impressed by the actual car that's there. And actually, a lot of times people, and myself included, get a bit annoyed when they're just revving it out for no reason in the middle of the road. Not to mention the actual reality of buying a new car from a cost point of view, right? There is the famous saying that as soon as you drive out the showroom with a new car, then it's lost its value already. There's also, of course, the car financing, leasing payments if you're going down that route. But also just think about the repairs and the maintenance that need to be done as well, because that can really add up over time. And there's such a thing called hedonic adaptation. When you buy something, in this case, a new car, you get the thrill of it, driving it around for a few weeks, and you're impressed by the engine, the speed, the sound system, the design. But then after a while, you get used to it and you start to get a little bit bored of it as well. There's even a part of you that says, I want a new car now. Maybe this car isn't as quick as the next model up. So now in your mind, you're like, well, I want that now. And you start to be less grateful for the car that you've actually got and you're driving. And with cars as well, it's one of those things that it doesn't really make a material impact on your day-to-day life. If you've got the money and you want to buy it outright and you want that thrill and you've been trying to work towards that car, by all means get it. But if you're getting an expensive leasing or financing agreement just to have that thrill, you'll lose that appreciation for it quite quickly because it's going to eat a hole in your wallet. It's this kind of treadmill that we're on, that we want new things, ruins the experience that you have with what you actually have right now. But how do you get over this particular trap? You need to be mindful of hedonic adaptation, but any new shiny expensive thing that you really want to buy, and think about why you're doing it, why you're purchasing it. Is it to look good and feel good? Or is it to impress others and show people, yeah, I'm the man? If you're looking at cars, buy secondhand cars. There are plenty of secondhand cars in the market that you can get within a good budget that will suit your needs of getting from A to B. If you want to enjoy a car that's a bit newer or has more power that you want, then figure out how you can start to work up to afford it. Maybe don't jump to that financing or leasing agreement because it will eat a hole in your pocket you could have used for other things in your 20s. And no one cares about what you have. It's about who you are. To take it in a bit more of a morbid direction, when you die, people are not going to talk about the possessions and the cars and the houses that you have. They're going to talk about how you were as a person. And so that's a roundup of all of the dumbest purchases that you will regret making in your 20s. But there's another dumb purchase that you shouldn't make. And it was so dumb that I had to make a whole video about how stupid it was. Check it out. Watch this video right here. Peace out.